All right, what's going on? Welcome. We've got a crazy day of tennis today. So much is going on. Musetti and Hurkacz are 5-all in the second. Eala's taking on Mertens. They're about to kick off. And, yeah, that's just a couple of matches. 15 love. Sinner's playing today. We've got Raducanu coming up soon. Gauff's playing later. On the women's side, we've got a lot of big names playing today. There's Hurkacz 30 love with an ace. All right, 30 love. And Hurkacz almost had a chance there to win that set, but he couldn't get the win at the point of deuce. Serve now to the backhand of Musetti. Return goes wide. And Hurkacz gets the 40 love. Rinderknecht breaks already. There you go. All right, 40 love Hurkacz. Eala and Mertens played through, I think 3 years ago, was it? Mertens got the win, but that was on hard courts. Backhand slice return goes in the forehand of Hubi. What a shot from Hurkacz. Inside in winner. And at 6-5, Hurkacz in the lead. All right. Musetti's going to have to get to a tiebreak. But how we doing, chat? What's going on? Welcome. Welcome. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And don't forget to like the video if you haven't already. Yeah, Vachereau, Rinderknecht are playing matches right now. Pliskova to play the winner of Mertens Eala. Yep. That is the order of things. The winner of this match, by the way, is going to take on Griekspoor, I think, who won. Yep, he just won. So the winner of this will take on Tallon Griekspoor in the third round. Mikkelsen, Lehechka, Tabilo are also in this section. So we talked about how Musetti's had a very tricky road on the clay so far. He's played some really tough players. This is another one of them. So yeah. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Let's see if he can get on a bit of a run here, Musetti, because he's a good clay courter, Musetti. He's really good on the dirt. Just hasn't had a chance to show it because he's been coming up against some absolute killers and he hasn't been able to, play his way into a tournament. Let's see if we can get to a tiebreak. Coming up on 295K, we'll hit 300K by the 7th of December. By the end of the year. Maybe, yeah. That's the plan, hopefully. Get to the 300K by the end of the year. All right, Musetti serving to take us to a breaker. As Musetti serves. I got tickets to quarterfinals in Madrid. Hey, Travis. That's going to be so much fun. Night session. Ooh, okay. Hopefully you get Sinner or Sabalenka Swiatek. One of those players playing. All right, return goes into the backhand of Musetti. Forehand from Hurkacz. The forehand of Musetti. It's Hurkacz backhand. Into the slice of Musetti. Backhand again, Hurkacz. To the backhand of Musetti up the line. Hurkacz forehand slice. Goes in. Musetti comes to the net. But he hits it long on the approach. Love 15. Sonmez's already up a break against Buksha, by the way. All right, backhand from Hurkacz. Drop shot Musetti. Hurkacz is there with a slice. Musetti with a volley down the line off the tape, but Hurkacz with a forehand winner. Love 30. Oh no, Musetti. Big trouble now. Love 30. Big trouble for Musetti. Love 30. Sommer's up 3 love already? Yeah, she's on fire. All right, love 30. Cam, do you think having no French Open is a dent in Sampras's legacy? No. All right, 15-30. $15.30. As the return goes into the Forna Musetti. 4 now from Hurkacz. Into the Forna Musetti as Hurkacz goes into the Forna again of Musetti. Now back from Hurkacz. Musetti, another backhand as Hurkacz on the attack. Goes up the line. Up goes a lob by Musetti. And Hurkacz puts away the smash. Set points for Hurkacz. Uh-oh. 15-40. He was almost at a set point in the last game, and now he's got 2 of them. All right, 15-40. To take us to a third. Serve. Here's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Hurkacz. Musetti with a forehand. Into the forehand of Hurkacz. Musetti, forehand up the line. Hurkacz with a lob. Musetti with a smash. He's going to let it bounce. Goes long on the lob. 1 saved. Zheng's up a break in the third now. Jeez, she's firing back. All right. 30-40 still set point for Hurkacz. Eala and Mertens are about to walk out on court. Hubie to take the second here. Musetti serves. Massive serve down the tee. All right, we get to deuce. And this crowd has come alive. If Eala wins later, until the check curse continues for her. What do you mean? If she wins today... All right, return. Nope, that's a fault from Musetti. Second serve. There's a bit of backhand slice from Musetti. Hurkacz gets it back with the backhand. Musetti up the line with the backhand. Into the corner, Hurkacz. Musetti backing up the line again. Hurkacz slicing the net. Great play, Musetti. I tell you, Musetti's one-hander. When Stan retires, has he got the best one-hander in the game? Like active players? Because Musetti's backhand's getting pretty... I put it ahead of Steph. Might be better than Chapo. Like Musetti, I mean, he's literally the best one-handed backhand player in the world right now. Right? But his one-hand is pretty... As he hits it wide now, but that's don't worry about that. Back to deuce. But Musetti's backhand, I mean, it is a pretty... solid shot. Like, he doesn't hit it very often. Like, yeah, it's beautiful, right? It is definitely a pretty shot, but it's a reliable shot. And like inside-out backhand winners, like those shots are beautiful for a one-hander, but they're so hard to hit. Like he controls it. Like he's got good control on the backhand. Up the line, cross court. I mean, he's got all the different directions. He can slice. I mean, might be the best one-hander in the game. I mean, he is the best one-hander literally in the game right now. Musetti advantage. I think the best, Dimitrov's is not the same. Yeah, Dimitrov's got a great one-hander too, but I think Musetti's is better because it's bigger and more reliable. Like it's a punchier shot. But Stan's still got the best. Until Stan retires, Stan has the, even to this day, right? All right, Hurkacz with a lob advantage. Musetti, as he tries to get to this breaker. Hurkacz with the backhand, slice now Musetti down the line. Beautiful shot. Forehand goes in from Hurkacz. Musetti backhand again to the slice of Hurkacz. It's a drop shot. In comes Musetti off the tape. Hurkacz forehand passing shot winner. Musetti a little bit unlucky there. Deuce. Musetti just keeps hitting the tape. And it's ruining him. Deuce. Eala and Mertens about to come out on court. They're waiting in the wings. As this match continues, it's all going crazy here, chat. So much going on right now. There's so much going on right now. All right, Deuce. Do you think Hodar can win today? God, I hope not. I hope not. He can't win today. He's too tired. Definitely can't win today. He'll be too tired. Demon Or will beat him. He's too tired. Hodar's too tired. You know what he should do? He should probably just have a rest. I think Hodar should just take the day off. You know what? Probably best if he just doesn't come to the match today. Just give him the day off. And come back next week and play in Rome instead, Hodar. It's better for him long term. Anyways, lob from Musetti's a great shot. Hurkacz puts it back up. But it's out. Musetti survives. We're going to a tiebreak in the second. Yeah, Hodar's he's played enough tennis this week. I think he deserves a break. Maybe he should just take the day off. Take the week off. You've done enough. We don't need to play Demon. Nobody needs to see that. It's fine. All right, Hoobie's going to serve first in this tiebreak. Who you got winning this tiebreak, chat? Musetti saved 2 set points already. But Hurkacz, unfortunately, is not really a tiebreak king. Unfortunately. He should be. But tiebreaks are not really his thing, which is weird. So let's see if we can get it done and make us watch a third. Hoobie will serve first. Eala and Mertens are on the court. They're about to kick off. Let's see if Eala can get through another round here. This is a very tough matchup. Eala does have tape all up her leg, by the way, on her left leg. That's not good. Almost like ankle to calf tape. 4-4 rally now as Musetti up the line is a winner. One love Musetti. And Hoobie smacks the ball into the backcourt. Into the backboard. One love Musetti. All right, Mertens and Eala just warming up. Love to see what the atmosphere is like out on that court because they're on court 3. Yesterday or the other day she was on court 2 and there wasn't that many people there. So I wonder if court 3 is going to bring the ground pass supporters. You know, probably a packed house, you'd hope. Cam look better if he shave his hair. Yeah, this isn't a beauty channel. This is not. I'm not here for my looks. I'm here because we watch tennis. Anyways, Hurkacz gets a mini break back straight away, 1-1. Nice haircut, thank you. I appreciate it. Now, 1-1. As we serve Musetti. Into the back of Hurkacz. Return goes in the front of Musetti. And Musetti puts it away. Great inside in forehand. And it's 2-1 Musetti. Great shot, Musetti. Just, oh my God, Musetti, he has got such a good game. Is he going to win a Grand Slam? He's going to win a Grand Slam, right? He's a Slam champion in the making, right? Come on. When's he going to win? What Slam is he going to win? He could win a Grand Slam, surely. What if he wins the French Open with Alcaraz not playing this year? Potentially. But would he be able to beat Sinner on Roland Garros? Probably not. I mean, I'd love to see a Zverev Musetti semi-final at Roland Garros. That'd be fun. All right, 2-0. And then up the top, we get Sinner versus Djokovic. Can we get that, please? If Alcaraz doesn't play, please. All right, 2-0. Mertens Eala on court. Mertens Eala on court 5. My bad. Sonmez is on court 3. But yeah, court 5 should get a better crowd because the tickets are cheaper out there. So anybody could pack the stadium, hopefully. All right, Hurkacz. 3-2 down. He double faults. Musetti gets that mini break. 3-2. Vasher is 0-11 out of break points. That's crazy. That's painful. All right, 3-2 Musetti. As Musetti forehand inside out winner. 4-2. They change ends. Musetti runs to the chair. Great shot, Musetti. 4-2. Eala and Mertens are just warming up the serves. Eala does have tape on her left foot. Like her ankle and up her calf. So Eala is feeling... I mean, she did play doubles yesterday. She didn't seem to have tape on her leg yesterday. So this must be a new thing. Musetti jogging to the chair. 4-2 Musetti. By the way, chat, don't forget to sub if you haven't already. Musetti has saved 2 set points to get to this. Tiebreak. And now he leads 4-2 in the tiebreak. Only 1 mini break though. Serve in the back of Hurkacz. Return the forehand of Musetti. Hurkacz forehand to the backhand of Musetti is a slice. Hurkacz slices it back to the backhand of Musetti. Hurkacz backhand again up the line. Musetti forehand cross. Hurkacz forehand again to the forehand of Musetti. To the forehand of Hurkacz up the line. Slice Musetti into the forehand of Hurkacz. As Musetti backhand again up the line. Hurkacz forehand again to the slice of Musetti. Musetti hits it out though. 4-3. We're back on serve. All right, Eala and Mertens about to kick off. I think Eala's going to serve first. Eala did very well on serve against Pavlyuchenkova, who was a very aggressive player that was making a lot of errors, but Eala was good defensively to make her make errors. She's going to have to do the same and more against Mertens. Return goes in from Mertens into the forehand of Eala. Mertens slicing the net. It's 15 love. All right, Hubie's back on serve here. 4-3. Musetti serves. So Hurkacz serves. Musetti returns. Hubie with a forehand. Musetti with a pass. It's going to be a lob. It's going to go in. Hurkacz smash from the baseline. Musetti back on the baseline as well as they go backhand to backhand. Has a slice from Hurkacz. Goes in the forehand of Musetti. Hurkacz forehand. Into the slice of Musetti again. As Hubie backhand up the line. Good shot. Musetti gets it. Forehand to forehand. And that's in the net by Hurkacz. Eala's up 30 love. 5-3. Musetti. Oh, man. Hurkacz was supposed to win that point too. He was in control. As Mertens with a return. Then a forehand cross court. The backhand of Eala. Forehand now from Mertens in the net. 40 love. All right. This is a start. Musetti's got the mini break. Again. But Hurkacz is going to serve. Musetti returns in the forehand of Hurkacz. Musetti with a pass. It's going to be another lob. Smash from Hurkacz. You're going to let it bounce. Musetti's back in the rally. And Hurkacz misses the smash. You knew when he let it bounce, he was going to miss it. It just felt like it was, or he wasn't going to win the point off the smash. And he didn't. 6-3. Musetti's got 3 match points. As Eala 40-15 first game. 3 match points, Musetti, to take this match out in straight sets, which would be actually pretty impressive. Considering the second set has been mainly Hurkacz. It feels like Hurkacz has been the better. Serve out was a fault from Musetti. Second serve. Eala second serve as well. She tries to get the first game of this match. She hits it out in the forehand, 40-30, as Musetti serves in the forehand of Hurkacz. Return into the back of Musetti. Musetti hits it out, 6-4. Hurkacz saves 1. All right, 40-30 Eala, first game of the match. All right, Musetti, match point number 2. He serves a fault. Second serve. Eala's second serve is into the back of Mertens here as we have back in from Eala goes long. We're at deuce, first game. All right, Musetti serves again. Into the forehand of Hurkacz, return to the back of Musetti. Hurkacz backhand down the line to the forehand of Musetti. Again, the backhand of Hurkacz. Musetti, backhand. No, it goes wide by Hubi. Musetti gets it done. He points to his head. I tell you, that was, in that second set especially, a mental battle. But Musetti gets it done. I'll tell you though, Hubi Hurkacz, even though he probably should have won the second, and he wasn't great in the tiebreak. Musetti's probably a top 5 guy at the French, right? He's going to be a top 5 or at least a top 8 guy, maybe a top 5 favorite for Roland Garros. And Hurkacz pushed him. Hubi will be up in the top 30 probably by the end of the year, at least top 30, right? But Musetti gets through a tough one. He needed that. Advantage Mertens, by the way. Musetti needed a win like that because he was losing to those kind of guys. He lost to Vasher, he lost to Fils. He gets past Hurkacz, though. And he is into this third round where he'll take on Griekspoor. And the draw kind of opens up a little bit for Musetti, so he'll like his chances against Griekspoor. This was a good warm-up for Griekspoor. I'd say Hurkacz would be tougher than Griekspoor. But let's see what happens. Musetti might be able to go on a run finally on the clay. Advantage Mertens. Advantage Mertens. Eala was up 40-15. Backhand return goes to forehand of Eala. Actually, she's up 40 love. Mertens with a slice on the stretch. Eala, forehand. Again to the slice of Mertens, but Mertens hits it wide. And it's deuce. All right. We're going to make it easier. We're going to merge the streams. If you want to keep watching Eala versus Mertens, jump on over. Zheng won? Nice. Good fight back. All right, jump on over. Eala's a deuce, but great win by Musetti. Solid win. 4-6. Straight sets win. Avoided a third set, and he gets into the second round. Third round, he's going to take on Griekspoor in a couple of days. All right, Mertens with a lovely drop shot. And she gets to advantage. Break point again. All right, break point again for Mertens. And Mertens gets the break. With a backhand win up the line. He's changing the score on it. There we go. All right, Mertens gets a break. First game of the match. And that's a shame because Eala had a pretty good start in that first game. But Mertens breaks. Mertens breaks. First game. All right, Mertens to serve. 1 love. All right, Mertens to serve. Out wide of the back of Eala. Return goes to the net, and Mertens gets to 15 love. But yeah, these two did play a few years ago. Back in Asia, and Mertens got the win 7-5. Sorry, back in Tunisia. I'm thinking they played in Osaka. They played in Tunisia. 7-5, 6 love was the score. It was on a hard court though. And Mertens' clay court record, as I said in the preview earlier, if you watched it yesterday or the day before, it is about 50-50. So she, last year went like 6-5. The year before was like 5-4. So she's not a clay court. She doesn't like playing on the clay as much as other surfaces, Mertens. But Eala is also not that happy on the clay either. So that could make it even then. I mean, she did just beat a French Open finalist in the last round, so we'll see. Anyway, it's 40 love. As a backhand return from Eala is good. Mertens with a slice. Eala with the backhand up the line. Mertens gets with the backhand cross court. Eala forehand again to the back of Mertens. Into the back of Eala slice, but slice in the net, and Mertens goes to 2 love. 2 love. Mertens. All right. Mertens is a lot more consistent than Pavlyuchenkova. That's true too. But she can, like, Eala could use a lot of the same strategy that she used against Pavlyuchenkova. There's obviously going to have to be a little bit of error from Mertens, but if Eala can defend well and make Mertens hit more shots, Mertens could throw in some errors like Pavlyuchenkova did. It's probably just not going to be easy errors like Pavlyuchenkova did, you know? All right, 15 love. As Eala forehand goes into the forehand of Mertens. Eala backhand pass. Mertens with an easy volley. And it's 15-0. Mertens, one of the best doubles players in the world. All right, 15-0. As Eala serves again. Serve again. Into the backhand of Mertens. Return the net. 30-15. Well, 30-15. By the way, Raducanu is coming on soon as well. We'll keep an eye on her. She is playing against Ruse. So we'll keep an eye on Raducanu. And then we've got Sinner coming up after that. So it's all happening. All right. 30-15. Yeah, Keys pulled out and Potapova stepped in and yeah, she did not disappoint. All right, return goes to the forehand of Eala. Backhand from Mertens on the stretch. Eala backhand down the middle. Mertens gets it back with a forehand. Eala on the stretch puts up a lob. In comes Mertens. And hits a smash straight to Eala. Lob goes up again. Mertens with a drive volley. Eala with a forehand pass. Mertens with another volley. Winner. God, Mertens at the net is so solid. 30-0. Cam looks 10 years younger. Nice hairstyle. Why? What did I look like before? What, so yesterday I looked, what, 60? Oh, 6 love, okay. 30 all. As Eala serves again. Into the back of Mertens. Return goes to the back of Eala. Mertens forehand on the stretch. Into the back of Eala. Deep into the back of Mertens. Eala with a forehand up the line. Good shot. Mertens gets it back. As Eala on the attack. Mertens forehand cross. As Eala backing up the line again as a winner. Great play. 40-30. 40-30. Cam looks like a young Forrest Gump now. Like Tom Hanks? Like, or do you mean like the movie? Eala is from the Philippines. 40-30. Mertens is from Belgium. Serve to the back end of Mertens. Return goes to front of Eala. Mertens slice on the stretch. Eala backhand up the line. Mertens with the pass is wide. And Eala's on the board. 2-1. Eala holds. Cam looks like an action movie star. That is the comment of the day. That is comment of the day. Ugh. Like what? Like Terminator? What are we talking? Rambo? Ugh. Who are we talking? Which one? Which one? Which one? He-Man? What's up? Where are we? Which one? Which one? Which one? The guy out of Predator? That guy? That guy? Thor? That guy? Oh, I'm just stretching. Ugh. All right. Like Harry Potter. I'll tell you what, if he brought these guns into Hogwarts, he'd get arrested. All right, 2-1. Muppets Take Manhattan. Get the hell out of here. It's too early in the day for this. I agree, James Bond Cam. Okay. Cam looks like the best Australian sports YouTuber for sure. Well, yeah, I mean, it's not even looking like him. I mean, I for the month of March, I was him. So, 2-1. Eala's down a break. Forehand goes in the net by Eala, and it's 15-love. Love. Served on the tee, the back end of Eala. Eala goes wide, and it's 30-love. Burns got decent serve on her. Yesterday it was Australia's top live sports YouTuber, and today it's a movie star. You look like Clark Kent. I'll take that. Mertens with an ace. 40-love. And Mertens serves again. Another ace. All right. 3-1. Mertens. Mertens going to be tough to break. He looks like the second most viewed Australian sports YouTuber for March. No, hang on. Second. No. We're first for March. Second for the year. For the year. First for March. Come on now. Second in January behind the Australian Open. Okay, just come on now. We're number 1 in March. Anyways, 4-1 goes wide by Mertens. It's 15-love. Yeah, Alan's giving me a demotion. No. We're number 1. First in March of 2026 for Australian YouTube channels in the sports category. As per the peak concurrent viewership, we were number 1 in March of this year. Anyways, double 40 Eala, 15-0. I told my hairdresser that. Fell asleep halfway, nearly chopped my ear off with the scissors. It's like, wake up! She wasn't impressed. Or she fainted, maybe. I don't know. Maybe she was so impressed. I don't remember. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention. I was trying to remember what I was trying to say. 15-0. As the backhand return goes into the forehand of Eala. Mertens with the backhand of the forehand of Eala. Up the line of the forehand of Mertens. Eala backhand. As Mertens' forehand goes again. The backhand of Eala up the line. Mertens' backhand goes into that Eala forehand. Up the line of the forehand of Mertens. Eala in control here as Mertens goes cross court. Eala drop shot. Mertens going to get there with a forehand slice. Eala with a pass. Goes long. 15-30. All right, 15:30. We're going for the #1 sports YouTuber in Australia for 2026. And Travis will try. I mean, it's going to be hard to beat the Australian Open and Cricket Australia, but we're going to try. 15:30. First serve's a fault. Second serve. $15.30. Serve goes in the back end of Mertens. Eala forehand to the backhand slice. Mertens. Mertens in the net. 30-all. 30-all. Eala's got to keep it within one break. Oh, Shelton's on court. All right, keep us updated on the Shelton match. All right, 30-all. Eala serves again. That's a fault. Second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Mertens. Mertens just slaps that in the net. 40-30. Free point. Tell you, Mertens is not playing as clean as maybe she needs to. Wouldn't say she's playing as poorly as the first round for Eala, but Mertens are giving away some points. 40-30. As the return from Mertens goes into the forehand of Eala. Up the line of the forehand of Mertens. Mertens hits it out. All right, Eala holds. 3-2. 3-2. Mertens with the break. All right. Raducanu is on court. Nice. We'll keep an update on that as well. By the way, winner of this match will take on Karolina Pliskova, who beat Sakkari earlier today. In other news, we've got Sonmez. She won the first set. She's down a break in the second against Buksha. Chen lost the first set against Samsonova. So that's where we're at. Raducanu is playing right now as well. She's taking on Ruse. We'll keep an eye on that as well. Do you know Tyra Grant? Yeah, she's the young Italian player, right? Yeah, she was a great junior. We've talked about her before. We've seen her before. She's having a good little run. Yeah, Zhang won. Yep. Great haircut, by the way. Chad, I don't know what's going on today. Is it a full moon? This is great. Usually people come in here and ask how much I paid for it and why did I pay for somebody to give me half a haircut. But today, just full of compliments. I'm loving this. Everyone's in a good mood on Friday. I love it. Happy Friday. Everyone's in a happy mood. Hell yeah. Your hair all looks good too, Chad. I'm sure it does. I can't see you because, I can see the words, but I'm sure that by the sounds of everybody in the chat, you all have great hair too. Or recently got a great haircut. Or you don't have any hair, but you look good bald, Anyway, 3-2. I'm sure you all do. I'm sure everybody in the chat is having a great hair day. Or looking great today on this Friday. All right, 3-2. As Mertens with the break. Up goes a lob by Eala. It's going to land in. Mertens goes back to the baseline with the backhand. And then Eala forehand at the line. Mertens gets it back. Eala forehand. Up the line again. Mertens gets that back. Cross court at the back end of Eala. Up the line to the slice of Mertens. Eala in control. Forehand inside out is a long by Eala. 15 love. 15 love. All right, serve again from Mertens. That was a good rally by Eala. Just couldn't win the last shot. Serving to the back end of Eala. Return is long. Mertens serves solid. 30 love. Vachero's losing his mind. He had 3 match points. What did he lose the second? All right, 30 love. Serve to the backhand of Eala. Return the forehand to Mertens. Eala wins a point, though. Mertens kind of just pushed it long. Strange shot. All right, 30-15. Serve to the backhand of Eala. Forehand now from Mertens. As Eala's backhand goes into the forehand of Mertens up the line. Forehand from Eala cross court. Mertens backhand again to the Eala forehand. Mertens gets there with another forehand. Lands in. Eala puts up a backhand. Mertens hits a backhand up the line for a winner. Nice pickup by Mertens. 40-15. Nava saved 3 match points, then broke Vachereau. Oof. Oh. All right. First serve's a fault, second serve. All right, second serve, Mertens. Into the back of Eala. Return goes to forehand. Mertens up the line. Eala forehand on the stretch. Mertens. Drop shot. Oh, that's too good. That's too good. 4-2. Beautiful drop shot by Mertens. All right, 4-2. All right. I'll tell you though, even though Eala's down 4-2, it has Mertens has had to play some good tennis to get to it. It's been a very competitive first 6 games. Eala was up 40-love and then got broken first game. That's the only real difference. So this has been an interesting first set. Mertens has played some really good tennis to get the lead. Slice goes wide by Mertens and it's 15-love. Where's Raducanu? Haven't seen it for a while. Raducanu's been sick, I think. Sick? Cam, you have a new haircut and look 5 years younger. Okay, so what I look 39? I'll take it. 15-love. Is it a backhand return now into the forehand of Eala? Slice from Mertens. As Eala forehand goes long on the approach and it's 15-0. By the way, Raul, do you ever say anything nice? 15-0. As with a forehand return from Mertens to the backhand of Eala. Mertens with a backhand cross court is a winner. 15-30. 15-30. Vachereau breaks back, gets to a tiebreak. Jeez, I would feel bad for his racket if he loses it. When's my birthday? February. 15-30. As the return goes into the backhand of Eala. Oh, Eala in the net. Free point. 15-40. Mertens to get the double break and serve for the set. 15-40. As with a fault from Eala, second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Mertens. Eala with a slice. Mertens backhand cross court. Eala's going to get there with a forehand up the line. Mertens goes open court winner. Great play. Mertens with a double break. 5-2. 5-2. All right. BFFs Alex and Zainab are struggling. I thought Somers won the first set. Didn't she win the first set? Yeah, she's back on serve in the second now. So she was struggling. And now she is 2-3 down. Chen is down a set and a break against Samsonova. That's a shame. Shelton just started as well. And so did Raducanu. All right, how are we doing, chat? Where are we watching from? Where are we watching from, everybody? I'm in Australia. It's 9:30 p.m. Actually, a really nice day today. The weather's been really nice. It's been like warm but not hot. Evenings have been nice. Beautiful sunsets every night. All right, 5-2. And it looks like Mertens is just getting a new racket. All right. All right, we've got Brisbane, Dubai, Canada, Iraq, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Manila, Seoul, Madrid, Rome, Florida, London, Ontario, New Jersey, Laguna, Philippines, Barcelona. There's a bit of forehand now from Mertens up the line. And then Eala drop shot in the net. And it's 15-love. Houston, Texas at 6:30 a.m. We've got Milan. We've got Manila, Liverpool, India, Northern Ireland. The weather is nice here as well. Nice. Virginia Beach, New York City, Rochester Hills, Michigan. There's a fault from Mertens, second serve. Second serve. Into the forehand of Eala. Back in from Mertens. Into the forehand of Eala, but Mertens hit it out. And it's 15-all. Bulacan in the Philippines. Colocan City. Oh, wait. Caloocan City. Saudi Arabia. Ireland. Melbourne. All right, 15-all. From Seattle. As the backhand from Eala goes the backhand of Mertens up the line to the backhand of Eala. Mertens forehand into the net. 15-30. Tennessee, Canada, Dubai, Michigan, New York, Kuwait. 15-30. 7 to the back of Eala. Return. Into the forehand of Mertens. Eala backhand into the forehand of Mertens. And up the line's a winner by Mertens. And it's 30-all. Vancouver. Nava wins the second set tiebreak. Brutal. Vasher is going to have a fit. Did he break a racket or anything, or did he just take it in your stride? Backhand return into the backhand of Eala, and Eala in the net. 40-30. 40-30. Set point for Mertens. $40-30. As the return goes into the net by Eala, and there's the first set, 6-2 Mertens. I tell you though, Eala wins that first game. Scoreline's probably a little bit closer, but Mertens just got more comfortable in the end and started to coast once she got that lead. But let's see if Eala can get off to at least hold that first game and then see what happens. Give herself a chance to return. Oh, Vasher got a warning. What for? For racket or yelling and screaming? Oh, Warsaw. Hey, I've been to Warsaw. I've been there. Mola and Diallo just trading breaks right now, yeah. Oh, he hit the ball out of the stadium, did he? Fair enough. Bitter truth is that Eala has nothing extraordinary. Why do people always, like... I don't understand. Like, she's losing to a top 20 player. So I'm not sure why, like, if she was losing to a qualifier this way, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I see where you're coming from. But why people... Anybody who thinks this is like, oh, see, Eala's not that good. It's like, yeah, she's playing someone higher ranked than her. She's losing to a top 20 player. Like, okay. On a surface that she's not overly fond of yet. Like, if this was on a hard court against somebody who was a qualifier in a, like 80 in the world, and she was losing 6-2 first set, I'd be like, yeah, okay. Go at it. Tell everybody how wrong they are. But, like, you don't really have a good argument by being like, oh, well, she's losing to an experienced player higher ranked than her on a clay court. See, she's not that good. It's like, well, nobody said she was better than everybody else. I don't understand why people are bashing her for losing to Elise Mertens, who's a seasoned pro. They are saying that Eala is going to win multiple slams, just like they did with Emma Raducanu. Who are they? The voices in your head? Because I haven't seen that one bit. Like, I haven't heard one person from the Philippines or elsewhere that is an Eala fan that said, Eala's going to win multiple slams. I don't know where, like, I haven't seen that once. So wherever you're hanging out in the Eala fan groups on Reddit maybe, I don't know. But, like, I haven't seen that one time. Even from the most hardcore Eala fans, they're realistic. So I don't know where you're hearing that, bro. I think that might be up here. You might be just like, oh, it's Raducanu again. You're just arguing with yourself like Gollum, you know? All right. Eala hits that one and wins the first point. 15-love. I haven't heard that comment as well. Yeah. I don't think anybody's, at least not here. I haven't seen anybody in the chat being like, Eala's going to win all the slams. And like, nobody's said that. So you're getting mad over nothing. 15-love. Like, getting all worked up for no reason. It's crazy. As Eala serves into the forehand of Mertens. Forehand from Eala to the forehand of Mertens. As Eala forehand goes into the backhand of Mertens. Again to the forehand of Eala. Mertens forehand drop shot. It's too good. Eala, even if she went the right direction to run for that, she started going the wrong way and then couldn't return. She wouldn't have got that. That was just too good. 15-0. Beautiful drop shot, Mertens. Winner of this plays Pliskova in the next round. Tell you, I thought Pliskova was going to be out for the year when she got that knee injury. And she's back. Pliskova is so dangerous. All right, as Eala puts that in the net, 15-30. 15-30. Oh, Rinderknecht won. Nice. As Eala says a fault, second serve. All right, a bit of backhand from Mertens, the forehand of Eala. Mertens with a forehand to the backhand of Eala. Mertens forehand pass. Goes wide, 30-0. Do you think about Medvedev looks weird in practice against Hashanov? What did he look like? What happened? Like injured wise, or just like didn't look like he was comfortable playing on clay? Gil has Rinderknecht in the quarters against Sinner. Interesting. Rinderknecht has been like good this year, like not bad. All right, return goes back to Eala up the line to the backhand of Mertens. Eala with a forehand. Into the slice of Mertens. Eala backhand cross-court winner. 40-30. Beautiful shot. Sommes is up a break now. All right, 40-30. Eala to take the first game of the second. Rosé's up a break 2-1. It's fine. Don't worry about it. As Eala hits the forehand wide, and it's deuce. Just wait for that comment. You know what I'm waiting for, chat. You know. Just waiting for that one. There's going to be one person, I'm sure. Why? Why? Oh, there's going to be one of them. Why? Why? Because I didn't think she was going to lose. First serve of all. Second serve. I have full faith in Rebecca, and it's fine. She just won Stuttgart. Don't worry about it. Don't stress. Second serve. Into the backhand of Mertens. That's just too good. And it's advantage Mertens to break. First game of the second. We will just support Alex. We will be happy if she wins, considering Mertens is a veteran on tour. Willie, you are a logical thinking supporter. I feel like the Eala supporters are not as hysterical as the Eala bashers. Eala supporters are very humble and very, very even, very open-minded. As with a backhand up the line into the backhand of Mertens, Eala's got to try and hold here. He's got a forehand now slice from Mertens. Eala with the backhand up the line. Oh, she overhits it. Break again in the first game of the second. Another opportunity there for Eala to hold to get off to a good start, but she gives the break away. And it's one love Mertens. Yeah, it's the people that don't like Eala that get hysterical and say crazy things. Her fans are very, Chad, I've been doing this for nearly 8 years. And I've been following tennis for a lot longer. There are other fan groups over the history of this channel that have been way more hysterical for their player than Eala fans. Eala fans are not are nowhere near as hardcore, she can do nothing wrong, she's going to win everything no matter what happens. And then when she loses, they don't make massive excuses or anything like that. We've had plenty of players over the last 8-10 years that do way and I'm not going to name any player because there's been a lot of them. Anything they do is amazing. Anything that if they lose anything, then there's a reason why. Eala fans are not like that at all. So I don't know why the people are coming in and going crazy against her when her fans are not shouting from the rooftop, she's winning everything and you should get out of her way. But she gets the hate of somebody whose fans are going over the top. It's weird. It's love 15. Love 15. As with a fault, second serve. Second serve, Mertens. As the backhand return goes in the forehand of Mertens. Backhand out from Eala. Again to the forehand of Mertens. Into the forehand of Eala. Mertens backhand. Into the forehand of Eala slice. Mertens backhand again. To the backhand of Eala. Mertens with a forehand again cross court. Eala backhand again to the forehand of Mertens on the stretch. Eala forehand cross court. Mertens goes with a passing shot winner. Eala comes to the net but just didn't set herself. It's 15-all. Eala should compete in challenger tournaments only. So, Tech, can you please explain a little bit more? Go into more detail, please. What do you mean? How so? Why? Why? I feel like we need to hold some of you guys accountable. If you're so anti-Eala, we need you to give some reasons. You want her to play challenger events. Why? What for? Maybe you're like, because I wanted to get some wins. Okay. You didn't really sound like you were supporting her, though. She's not good enough for the tour level on clay. And what part of her game, like what results say that? I mean, I could probably name about 10 players that have the same record on clay right now with Eala. Like, there's some players that are higher ranked than Eala that have just the same record. 50-50 on clay right now. So why would she have to go all the way back to challenges? It seems a little excessive. Mertens is 21 in the world. Exactly. Backhand of forehand rally as that goes up the line to the forehand of Mertens. Forehand from Eala. Into the backhand of Mertens. Eala forehand again up the line. Mertens wins the point though. Eala just missed it. 40-15. Cam is trying hard to defend legendary player Eala. Raul, why do you have so much hate in your heart? Is my question. Are you okay? Are you okay? I feel like you're a very, like, I don't know. You never have anything nice to say about anybody else. You're just saying mean, like, hateful things all the time for every player. Mainly Eala, but, like, why are you, what's up? Come on, man. Come on, man. Why don't you, it's much more fun to, like, support your favorite than just be like, I hate Raducanu, I hate Eala. That doesn't make you feel good. Surely after this stream, when this is all over done, you're going to go and you're not going to be happy after this. Well, come on, man. Do you have anything nice to say? Do you have any favorites? Like, do you actually like tennis, or do you just watch because you want to yell at people? 40-30. Bro's just got bitterness in him. Come on, man. We're a welcoming community here, but, you know, if you want to come in here and yell and scream, we're not going to welcome you for that. Come on now. We all enjoy the sport. Do you enjoy tennis? Come on, man. He's been blocked for a while, yeah. Most people don't even know who I'm talking to. All right, return from Eala. We get the deuce here. Chance for Mertens, for Eala to break back, but Mertens gets the point. Eala overhits it just. A little over-aggressive, and it's advantage Mertens. All right, advantage Mertens. As Eala misses the return. All right. Mertens with the 2-love lead in the second. She probably can play a 125 if she loses here. Well, that's the thing, yeah. So, but I think the person that was saying she go play challenges is like she should never come back, right? I think that's what they were saying. They weren't saying like, I don't think they were saying it in a nice way. But a lot of players that lose early in this tournament will play a challenger next week. Because there's 2 weeks tournaments, right? And you don't want to have 2 weeks off. The same thing happens with Rome. If you lose in the first week of Rome, you can play the second week of Rome in the challenger, right? It's the only thing that's on. So, yeah. Eala might play next week. In St. Malo is probably going to be the popular choice. Because you got Navarro playing there. She's number 28 in the world. Valentova's already playing there. She lost this week. Gibson's playing there as well. Joint was supposed to play there. Andreescu's playing. So that's a pretty high-level event. Unfortunately, Eala won't be able to get a wild card because they've all been given out already. Navarro got one of the last wild cards. And she's 28 in the world. So, like, that is not a challenger. That's a 250 called a chat. But Eala is actually playing in the other one, which is in Spain. And that's where Fernandez is playing. Wong, Lee, Stearns, Siniakova, Sigamund, Kessler, Eala. All the seeds in that one are top 50. That's almost a 250 event, but they can't have them in the second week. So So yeah, Eala is playing next week. She's playing in Spain in the Catalonia Open. But she's the number 6 seed. Fernandez is top seed. I mean, again, that's not a challenger. That's a 250 in disguise. Love 30. So Eala is playing next week if she doesn't progress through this event. As we get a backhand winner from Mertens, it's love 40. Importance of eating a bagel and a breadstick. Yeah, Raul. I think we all just feel bad for you at this point. We're not even angry anymore, chat, are we? I feel like we just all feel bad for Raul. I hope things get better for you, mate, because it does seem a bit. You do seem a bit upset, but it's all right. We're here if you want to ever spread positivity for a change. Cam, your favorite player is losing. Ha ha ha. Now, my favorite player already lost at the start of the week, Kazakhina. She lost in a devastating match, but thanks for bringing it up, dick. 15-40. As we just serve out wide of fault. Second serve. Mertens looking for that double break. Serve. Into the backhand of Mertens. Backhand now from Eala as Mertens with the forehand to the forehand of Eala. Mertens with the forehand cross court. Eala backhand goes again. The forehand of Mertens. Mertens just hit it long. And it's 30-40. 2 saved. Nope, we're back in the breaks back. Be careful with your words. Sorry, I meant arse hat. Sorry. 30-40. As with a forehand from Eala, that goes into the forehand of Mertens. Backing up from Eala. Into the forehand of Mertens on the stretch. Mertens hits it long, and we get the deuce. We get to deuce. All right, deuce. Serve again. As the backhand return goes the backhand of Eala. Forehand now from Mertens up the line. Eala goes again. The forehand of Mertens, and Mertens puts it away. Advantage Mertens for a double break in the second. Dasha needs another sport. She is averaged like all her friends. Hey, Tamora, why don't you back off? I don't pick on your favorite player. I don't come after your favorite player. Why don't you leave Dasha alone? What did she ever do to you? Eala survives back to deuce. Look, you can say that my predictions are shit. You can say that we should be watching Raducanu right now instead. But I will not take any Dasha hate. If you come after Dasha, you come through me first. You will not. I will protect Dasha. I will be leaning over. I'll be like this, and you'll have to come through me. Back off. Deuce. You leave Dasha alone. She's been injured lately. Leave her alone. Double folded Eala. Advantage Mertens. Yeah, we don't take no Dasha slander here. Advantage Mertens. To get the double break. As with a backhand return from Eala, from Mertens, to the forehand of Eala. Eala missed it down the line. Double break. Double break. 3-love. Mertens in the second. Yeah, never. We don't take that. You can say anything else, but not anything about Dasha. You leave Dasha alone. Yeah, I don't play. We don't play around when you start talking shit about Dasha. We ain't playing here. Potapova did win today, yeah. She did. She came in as a last-minute replacement and completely smashed it. It was great. All right. All right. Yeah, Eala's playing doubles tomorrow. With they're playing the number 2 seeds with she's playing with Sonmez. So yeah, tomorrow they're playing the number 2 seeds. So that'll be interesting. I wonder if she'll play because she's got the leg all taped up. And Sonmez might win. She's serving the match right now. So Sonmez might not want to... they'll play. They'll play. Also, Penko's about to start. And then, yeah, we'll see when that is. And mods, can we get rid of everybody who's being annoying today? That'd be great. Anybody who's just bringing the vibes down, man. It's Friday. Everybody's in a good mood. Everybody was complimenting my haircuts. Your haircuts are all great. Why you got to be so rude, man? It's Friday. We're all in a good mood. It's the weekend, babe. All right, 3 love. Mertens with a double break. Three love. Can we watch Bandino next? Oh, they've already started. I'm not. Well, we've got Sinner coming up in a couple hours. I'm not sure if there's anything in the meantime though, because Sinner's coming up later. Feast is coming up soon, maybe. Coco's playing after Shelton, but that's not for a while. Lehechka Tabilo is coming up soon. That might not be bad. We'll see what happens. Because this match might not be over. I mean, Eala's come back from worse. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But we've got Sinner coming up in a couple hours, so we might come back in a few. As it a fawn up the line from Eala to the fawn of Mertens. Eala backhand. Into the fawn of Mertens. As Eala backhand again. Up the line, winner, 15-0. Am I going to break my rule and watch Hodar Demon? Probably not. Because we've got Fonseca playing, so... We're going to watch Fons. All right. 15-0. As Mertens serves a fault. Second serve. Second serve, Mertens. Double fault. 15-30. 15-30. All right, serve again from Mertens. She's serving in the sun, Mertens, so maybe that's a reason why the double faults. Serving to the backhand of Eala. Fauna from Mertens is a drop shot. Eala's going to get this one. Oh, but she missed it. And that's where sliding would have been a much better option, but she just doesn't have that confidence in the slide. She slides into that and hits it. Would have been a much better shot, but she ran up to it like a normal, like a drop shot on a hard court, and then just overhit it because she wasn't balanced. All right, 30-0. Mertens looking up at the sun again. She's like, where is it? All right, serve to the forehand of Eala. Back into Mertens. Into the forehand of Eala's. Mertens backhand. Again to the Eala forehand. Mertens backhand. Cross court. It's too good. Yeah, Eala's movement is the biggest thing she needs to work on with the clay if she's ever wanting to be good on clay. Because when even changing direction, she just doesn't have that confidence in planning her foot And that's because she's not sliding. When you slide on clay, you can slide into the shot, and then when you stop sliding, you can then push off to go back into recover, right? Eala doesn't do the sliding, so therefore it's really hard to recover, right? She's doing little steps like on a hard court, but she doesn't have the grip on the shoes, right? And that doesn't just go for Eala. That goes for like Medvedev at times. It goes for Osaka at times, right? The players that are not clay court, like, I guess, clay court comfortable. They play like they're on a hard court, but they can't change direction as easy, and they can't move as well because they just are slipping and sliding everywhere. So even when they change of direction, Eala goes to move to change direction, but she doesn't have the confidence because she doesn't have the feet. The feet aren't on the ground properly. Does that make sense? All right, deuce. As the backhand return goes out by Eala, and it's advantage Mertens. All right, advantage Mertens. Serve to the backhand of Eala. Forehand from Mertens. As Eala forehand on the stretch. Mertens with the backhand. Again, the forehand of Eala. Mertens wins a point, gets the 4-love. Eala over hits the forehand. And she is in trouble now, but Mertens has got that double break. Eala's got to at least hold serve here to keep this thing going. Raducanu can't make a ball. She's playing terrible. Is she? Oof. Oh, some man's got broken. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's ironic that Eala's weaker surface is clay, starting her career at the Rafa Academy. We say this every time. You've already been here. I don't need to repeat myself. Anyways, 15-love. Vasher is furious. He should be. 15-love. As Eala serves again. A fault, second serve. Second serve. Into the backhand of Mertens. Forehand from Eala. As Mertens goes to the backhand of Eala, the forehand of Mertens. Eala forehand cross court. Mertens gets there with a slice. Into the forehand of Eala. Mertens backhand on the stretch again. Eala gets the backhand into the forehand of Mertens. Now Eala's running, but no, Mertens hit it long. 30-love. Vasherov's off my team. Now, I'll tell you, it'd be a tough loss. 30-love. Yeah, is Vukov at the Raducanu match? Because we know how much of a difference he makes when he's there. All right, 30-love. What the guy said about Eala was accurate. You would think that she would be good on clay at very least average. The Rafa Nadal Academy does have clay courts, yes. But they don't use those clay courts to practice on every day. She didn't grow up on the clay, right? There's a difference between people that are clay court, born and bred, and people that went to an academy that has clay courts at them. There's clay courts at the bloody Australian Open. They're on the back courts. But if I went and became a pro tennis player and went to Melbourne Park and became a pro, I wouldn't be considered a clay courter either. But they have clay courts down in Melbourne Park. There's no Aussies winning this week. Bolton's the only one. And then maybe Demon or later. So, the Rafa Nadal Academy, yes, Rafa Nadal, clay court king, all that stuff. And they have clay courts there. They probably practice a little bit on them, but they're not go to that academy and practice on clay for 5 years, right? She didn't graduate on the clay over there. It's not the same thing. Anyways, 4-1. And there's got to be another example of somebody who went to the academy that isn't happy on the clay either. There's got to be another one as well. It's the Rafa Academy. Come on, bro. Every single time we do this. Every time. All right. All right. Chat, I am looking at the academy. I'm looking at a bird's eye view of the academy. It has got a bunch of clay courts out the back. It's also got a football field. So, is Eala going to also be a striker for a football team like Chelsea? Because there's a football field there. Also a running track. Does that mean Eala could win a gold medal at the Olympics in the 100 meters? Because there's a running track there too? There might be even a pool. It doesn't, the clay courts are at the back. There's an indoor facility at the Rafa Academy. That's where they would train most of the time in the winter. And then there's a shitload of outdoor hard courts that are all at the front of the facility, near where all the I guess accommodation is at the very front. The clay courts are shoved way down the back. There is, 7, 8, 9, 16 clay courts, again, shoved out the back. And the rest of the facility is hard courts. I don't think they're using those clay courts that much. They'll be using them, they'll use them sometimes, for sure. There'd probably be, if the academy is let's say you're there for 3 years, right? And you've got, a curriculum. There'd be a clay court section of that, to pass the test. But most of the training would be on hard courts. It'd be on the indoor hard courts, or it'd be on the outdoor hard courts. It's not on the clay. They're not practicing on clay, exclusively on clay. It's only clay. And that goes for everybody who goes to that academy, right? It's not a clay court academy. Cam is trying hard to make an excuse for Eala skipping clay courts practice. Yeah, Rael, you're just a hater and nobody knows what your problem is, so just relax. But every time we have this conversation, it's like, yes, his name is Nadal. His name is on the building. He's a great clay courter. Doesn't mean that everybody goes there is going to be a great clay courter. That's not, they don't only practice, it's not just a clay facility. They practice on hard courts. All right. Nice hitting from Eala. And the crowd goes wild. Love 30. Love 30. What's going on with Shelton? What happened to Shelton? All right. Love 30. As a return goes out by Eala, 15-30. Shelton lost the first 6-4. Berrettini could have won. Anyways, 15-30. As Mertens serves again. Great second serve. Eala gets it back. And then Mertens comes in with a smash, puts it away. 30-all. 30-all. Good serve down the tee. Return goes into the backhand of Mertens. Eala with a forehand again at the backhand of Mertens. As Mertens forehand up the line again. Eala goes into the forehand. Mertens again. Off the tape goes in. Backhand Eala up the line. Great shot. Slice Mertens in the net. It's 30-40. 30-40. It's a never-ending learning on clay. What's wrong with people? I don't know. I think people just are not getting attention at home. So they're coming in here and trying to just asking annoying questions. Just asking making annoying statements. Because they just don't have that. Everybody just... Look, Rafa Nadal's academy has hard courts. They play on hard courts. A couple of clay courts down the back. Move on. Get a hug from somebody in your house. As with a backhand now from Mertens. Into the backhand of Eala. Breakpoint Eala. As Mertens forehand. Into the Eala forehand. As Mertens goes with the forehand cross court. Eala's there with the backhand. Puts up a bit of a lob. Mertens on the attack. Into the forehand of Eala. Now Mertens with the backhand. As Eala hits a slice on the stretch in the net. And Eala just couldn't get Mertens moving away. And it's deuce. Is Alex improving? What a joke. I feel like every time we watch Eala and she doesn't win, I have to explain that, like, what the rankings are, the players she's recently, like, Ostapenko, Fernandez, Mertens. They're all top 30 players. So. Eala's losing to 3 top 30 players on her worst surface. Okay. All right, Eala's arguing the umpire. She's like, why are all these people in the chat so unhappy today? I don't understand. And the umpire's like, I don't understand either. I'm not sure what the umpires, what they're talking about. The umpire's, he's shaking his head. Man, Eala's not happy. But still deuce. All right. Mertens serves. Maybe there was a shot that was out mid-point that didn't get picked up. As a return goes in the net by Eala, and it's advantage Mertens. Advantage Mertens. How about Raducanu? Yeah, she's struggling, right? All right, advantage Mertens. I think maybe Eala wasn't ready, and Mertens was rushing the point, and she thought, the umpire's like, yeah, you got to go at the pace of the server. Maybe that's why. Anyways, forehand now from Mertens, the back of Eala. Mertens with the forehand of the stretch. Up the line of the forehand of Eala. Cross court to the slice of Mertens. Eala with a forehand inside out. Mertens gets it back. A lot of defense from Mertens. Eala forehand again. The forehand of Mertens. As Eala forehand goes in the net. And Mertens gets a 5-1. Great defense from Mertens again. All right, 5-1. All right. Deb, are you here? Where's Deb at? All right, Eala serving to stay in the match. Nava wins? Oh, God, that's got to be painful for Vachereau. 5-1. That's a brutal loss for Vachereau. After such a good run in at home. I think he'll recover well, though, in Rome. All right. As Eala, big yell after that one. She's not having fun out there today. All right, love 15. All right, love 15. As Eala serves again. Into the forehand of Mertens. Good return to the backhand of Eala. Mertens with the forehand. Again to the back of Eala. Mertens 4 under the stretch. Is good up the line. Eala gets it back. Slice from Mertens again. Great defense from Mertens as we get a 4 again. Eala, by the way, 15 love. I don't know why they called the other score. Anyways, good aggression by Mertens again. Good volley win up. 15-0. 15-0. Mertens has just been super, super solid. By the way, winner of this plays Pliskova in the next round. Who beat Zachary. It's going to be tough for Mertens to take on Pliskova. That's going to be a tough match. But this part of the draw is really open, though, because Sonmez, Sierra, Pliskova, Mertens, Eala, and Buksha are all the players left. Because of Anisimova and Alex Andreeva pulling out, it's really opened up. And that's all just to go on and play Coco Gauff in the quarters. All right, Eala comes down with a volley, but she overhits it, 15-30. Sorry, not Coco Gauff, Raducanu. That's to play Raducanu in the quarterfinals. But Raducanu's down a set, so maybe it's this draw. This whole draw could be wide open. Maybe Coco makes the final again. Coco's draw is not looking terrible. 15-30. As we get a let from Eala. All right. As Eala says the fault. Second serve. Second serve. As the backhand return goes in the forehand of Eala up the line and missed it wide. All right. It's match points for Mertens to take her spot in the third round. Take on Pliskova. $15-40. Serving to the back of Mertens. Return to the forehand of Eala. As Mertens back in the net. All right. 30-40. $30-40. Sommer's gone 3. Yeah, I heard I think I heard the crowd go crazy for Buksha. Anyways, 30-40. Backhand return. Into the forehand of Eala up the line. Mertens with a slice. Eala. Let it bounce and Mertens wins the point. All right. Mertens gets the win in straights. Yeah, the crowd went crazy after that. I'm looking at Buksha, the Buksha match. Mertens gets the win. She's going to take Pliskova in the third round. Just experience. Experience wins the day. I mean, that was a 45-minute 6-1. That wasn't easy. Scoreboard a little misleading. But Mertens gets it done. And look, you can bash Eala all you want. But she's lost to Ostapenko, Fernandez, and Mertens on clay. All players higher ranked than her. So, say what you want about Eala and, bash her and all, and, cry about her, think about her and shit. But the fact she's losing to players higher ranked than her is not a bad thing. When she starts losing to players outside, below ranked her, then you can start, people can start going nuts for it, at her and be like, oh my God, she's 50 in the world and she lost to number 80. But that's not happening. So Eala fans, not to stress. Not to be bothered. She's doing just fine. And she's better on grass, and we know that season's coming up soon. By the way, Eala is playing next week. She's playing in a challenger event, which will be interesting to see how that goes, because there are, Fernandez is playing in that one. There are a lot of players in that one that are higher ranked. She's not the number 1 seed over there, so that'll be a good trial for her to play against some players maybe that are. She beat Pavlyuchenkova. She's already beaten Grabber as well on the clay. She's 2-3 on clay. But next week will be a good opportunity for her to play a lower event and hopefully get some wins. If she plays Fernandez in the quarterfinals of that event, which could happen, that'll be an interesting rematch. In that one, that depends on Fernandez though, because if Fernandez, she won, right? She's still in this tournament, right? Or did Fernandez lose? No, Fernandez is still. If Fernandez keeps winning, she won't play next week. But it'll be interesting if she does get a rematch against Fernandez next week. But yeah, but we'll see what happens. All right. If you are leaving, don't forget to sub on the way out. I hear she signed up for a 250 event. No, 125. There's a rule around challenger event, around 1000s that they can't have any other events at the same time, but they can have challenges. So you see a lot of high-level players, like top 50 players playing challenges, like Navarro, Fernandez, are all playing next week because there's nothing on next week except for the second half of Madrid, and unless you're in the quarterfinals, you're not going to play. So. Oh, yeah. There's challenger events. And there's also challenger events in the second half of Rome as well. So if she needs to play that, if any of these players, I mean, I think on the men's side, they've got that as well. So we'll see. Oh, we're back in a breaks in the second. Nice. Oh, yeah, and she's playing doubles tomorrow as well. So, yeah, Eala plays doubles tomorrow with Sommes. So we'll tune into that at some point, if it's whenever that is. All right. Keys withdrew because of illness, apparently. She was not feeling well. So hopefully she gets better, feels better, because she make the semis last year? She can't play at 125 since she's playing doubles. Well, yeah, if she does well on the doubles, she won't go to the 125, but she's playing the number 2 seeds tomorrow in doubles, so we'll see what happens then. Mertens reminded everyone that she took Sabalenka to 3 sets in Madrid a couple of years ago. Far more experienced player than the other on clay. Yeah. I hope Sommes wins the third. Yeah, Sommes is in trouble as well, right? She's into a third. So Raducanu is up a break in the second. Nava beat Vachereau. Shelton's down a set. Chat, this is getting... Penko's up 4-1. Vachereau scored 12 points. Oh. Brutal. Appreciate the coverage. Hey, no worries, Edgar. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I should just concentrate on singles. Well, yeah, but I think she'll play doubles with Sommes tomorrow. Unless Sonmez wants to focus on her singles if she wins against Booksha. I don't know, but I think they'll play doubles tomorrow. I mean, they're playing the number 2 seeds. They might not play after that. Like that might be the last, they might, if they beat the number 2 seeds tomorrow, they might, because Eala's got to go to this other tournament. Sommes is playing singles still, so we'll see what happens. Vachereau was 2 out of 19 break points. Oh, man. And, I mean, the 3 match points, brutal. It is a little bit of a carnage day. Boy, Sinner's coming up in about an hour and a half. Shelton's on the ropes as well. I know Shelton's in trouble. Yeah, it's brutal. We're back and holding easily now. Okay. Comeback started. Mertens is no booksher. What do you mean? If Bouzet wins on my bench, scored more than Vachereau on my team, will Bouzet replace Vachereau? No. The only way that the alternate takes somebody's place is if the person on your team withdraws. So if Vachereau plays, his score sticks. It's not the highest score gets on. If Bouzet wins today and gets more points than Vachereau, that's just unlucky. Unless you got the alternate card play. But yeah. Sinner is my favorite, but I still watch other guys on ATP and women's tennis. Saying you only watch tennis for Eala if is playing means you're not a tennis fan. Yeah, but look, I mean, a lot of people are going to watch their favorite player, and then hopefully, it's my job to hopefully get that person or those people into watching more tennis. Like, they come through the door because they want to watch Eala, but they stick around and they learn about other players. That's my job to try and convince those. I'm not going to convince everybody. Some people are not going to watch tennis for the rest of the week, and that's fine. But to expect somebody to come in here and be like a tennis fan off the bat, it's going to take, it's going to take time. Because they also don't know any other players yet. So, but that's what my job is. And I'm sure there's a lot of people in the chat that used to watch one player or maybe just the ATP and now they watch WTA, right? Again, that's what, if I'm doing that, then I'm doing a good job. If I'm getting people to watch more tennis or learn about different players, then I'm doing my job. And if I'm not doing that, I'll go get a real job. I'll go back to drawing buildings. Hey, thank you, Lynn, for the 43 months. Appreciate that. I started watching tennis again because of Synchraz, but I stayed because of Cam's channel. Hey, thank you. Started watching tennis because of Eala, and my favorite, is the Ice Queen Elena. Hey, nice. I used to only watch Wimbledon. There you go. Raducanu's got a double break. This is your real job. Is it? Is this my real job? Raducanu has triple break point for double break. Yep. She's dominating the second set now. Sinner versus Eala, what's your prediction? Well, they'd never play, so that's a great question. You know what? I think Eala might win in a close 3-setter. Yeah. I think, you know what? I think I'll go Eala in a close 3-setter. That's, yeah. Eala, it'll be close, though. If I only watch the Buffalo Bills, that doesn't mean I'm not a football fan. Most fans focus on the one-player team. Well, exactly. Tennis is interesting, though, because obviously team sports, you have your team and then you're just like, screw everyone else. But you also, in tennis, you can have multiple favorites. Because if you have one favorite, unless they're like, Alcaraz or Sinner, you're probably not going to be able to watch many. Like, they might only play like 50 matches. So if you like one player, it's nice. It's good to have like multiple favorites. Because, okay, they might play occasionally, but it's not like team sports where it's like, why would you have 7 different favorite teams? That seems a bit strange. But in tennis and individual sports, you can have multiple favorites. You don't have to be just a diehard one fan, right? It just sucks when they play each other. And then you got to make a choice. Or just like, cheer on both of them. Thank you for the broadcast. No worries, Cynthia. My guess is that Eala's opponents are more inspired and motivated to beat her, and because of her celebrity status, I guess. I mean, there could be some of that. Some players could come in like that, yeah. I mean, players did that with Raducanu a little bit, like coming in against somebody who was getting a lot of attention, and then coming in to prove, like, there's a target on those players' back, just like there's a target on the world number one, right? Oh, Eala retired? That's not good. That's not good. Why did he retire? Mola wins. Okay. Eala's best friend Somers is winning? Good. Oh. God, Raducanu is just not getting it done today. Back injury or hip? Okay. Damn, that sucks. Yeah, Pelka retired yesterday as well. Yeah, Madrid's brutal, man. No worries, Peter. We'll see you later. If Carlos for X is out for the rest of the year and you say you only watch Carlos, then you will watch zero tennis and he's injured. Unlike a team where... What? Okay, whatever. Alcaraz is not out for the rest of the year, though, so just relax. Don't put that out in the universe, all right? We want Alcaraz to come back. We need Alcaraz back in Rome, right? Everybody knows that no Alcaraz, no tennis, right? Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. No Alcaraz, no tennis. Everybody knows that. There's no other players to watch on the ATP but Alcaraz. I can't believe it. Like, if he's not there, then who the hell are we going to watch? There's nobody else left. He is holding up the ATP on his back, on his own. It's him. I can't think of anybody else. Nobody else in the world that I can think of. That, I mean, we're watching some of them this week because he's not here, but yeah. Alcaraz, you know the ATP, the A stands for Alcaraz. We know that, right? Right? Like the ATP, it's Alcaraz is the first, right? It's not called the STP or the DTP. Prismic is really pushing Shelton. Yeah, I know, right? It's concerning. I thought Prismic was injured in the qualies. I thought he was injured. Yeah, we've got Sinner coming up in about an hour and a half. The only way Eala makes it to top 10 is if she improves her serving on clay. I mean, Medvedev didn't win on clay and he was number one in the world. But his serve was big, yeah. This channel is sponsored by Eala. Do you know any other tennis players besides Eala? I feel like every... Oh, you're one of those people. You only watch Eala. Bro, if she sponsored this channel, I'd go to Madrid myself. You should delete that Sinner stream after all. Hey, one is a bird. I'm joking. Banter. We need Alcaraz to come back so Sinner and Alcaraz can play more matches. We want more Sincaraz. But Sinner, is half a Sincaraz, so we're going to watch Sinner. We religiously watch Sinner every match. But you know that because you come here a lot. Is Rebecca playing bad or is they playing insane? I have no idea. I'm not watching it, but She is. People are saying in the chat that she's not playing well. Eala should announce her retirement. Love your haircut. Thank you. Raducanu is far from her best. Okay, there you go. If Eala ran the channel cam, would have Jollibee restaurant in Melbourne. I'd be trained at the Rafa Academy on clay. Diallo retired his match, unfortunately. He was injured. I'm throwing it right back at you. Obviously, there are other players besides Carlos. There is, yeah, like Djokovic. And Musetti. Playing Trivia yesterday was fun. I enjoyed that too. It was a lot of fun. Speaking of other players, Fonseca against Cilic today. That's going to be really interesting. Cilic had a good win the other day. Just trying to hit bigger and bigger and then overhitting. No variety. Who's that? Raducanu is doing that? Is that what you're saying? Do you think Eala should consider a new coach? No. All right, now, if I can talk seriously for a second, I think all the people that were talking trash are left now, so that's fine. So on a serious note with Eala. So we've been saying this for the last couple of matches, right? Her movement on clay is not there, right? It's not where it should be. It needs to... If she wants to do well on clay now, she doesn't have to do well on clay to be a top 30 player. We saw it last year, the start of the year. She was top 30 at the start of the year, and she didn't have a good clay season last year. So she can be a top player without clay being... obviously leaving a lot of points on the table, but she doesn't need to be a good clay court player or to have good results at this time of year. It just puts a lot more pressure on her outside of that. So firing a coach, getting a new coach because of her clay results is silly. I don't think she needs to do that. I don't think she needs to change that. Now, if she's having these sort of results on hard courts, that's when alarm bells should be ringing. So we get to like Canada, Cincinnati, US Open, Asian swing. If she's losing like this or having these results on the hard courts, now that's a problem because hard courts are her base. Like that's where she broke out in Miami. She's had her best results on the hard courts. She's been okay on grass too, but grass isn't long enough to be, can't establish yourself on a grass court, and only rely on the grass, right? Because that's such a small season. So I don't think she needs to make any especially halfway through the clay season. There's no point in getting a clay coach on now or any clay court help now because she just got to ride it out. She's got no points to lose, right? No points to lose at Roland Garros. She's got no points to lose in Rome. She's got no points to lose on clay. So if she doesn't win a match on clay for the rest of the clay season, her ranking's still going to be about 50. And that still gets you into slams. It still gets you into 1000s. It gets you into most of the 500s, depending on how, stacked it is. But the benefit of Eala is that the tournament directors, they know that she brings crowds. So they're going to give her wild cards because they know that and that's what wild cards are for. You might not like it. You think wild cards are for the unknown. You want the wild card fairy tales of the unknown players who are 1,000 in the world and they live down the road and there's a local club and they do all that shit. That sometimes happens. But wild cards go to the popular players as well. Most of the time. That's why Venus gets them. That's why Stan got them. That's why Monfils got one. That's why Eala will get one if she wants to play a tournament. Right? Like it or not, that's just the way it is. That's what the tournaments want. They want people to sit in the seats. So she's going to get that as well because she gets people watching, right? So she has nothing to worry about if she doesn't do well on clay. And I don't think bringing anyone on now to help her slide on clay is beneficial. She needed to do that after Miami. The week after Miami was the preparations for the clay season. Get the person in to help you learn how to slide, the movement, all that stuff. She went to the Rafa Academy, which is a good start, but it's not going to take a week to figure out how to do the clay sliding, right? Raducanu is getting absolutely whooped. What is going on? Why is Raducanu losing? She was up 4-love. She's up back on serve. So I don't think Eala needs to worry about doing anything drastic at this time of the year. There's nothing to lose. Worst case, she doesn't win a match for the rest of the clay season. She loses in Rome. She loses in Roland Garros. All right, onto the grass. Whatever. Grass, she has some things to defend. So that's going to be a lot more important to be good on grass, especially at that Eastbourne tournament and at Wimbledon. Hopefully she doesn't have to play, the defending champion in the first round. But yeah, I don't think alarm bells need to be going off for Eala. And then, and like I say, every time Eala doesn't win a match, you're going to have the hysterical, I told you so's. You're going to have those people that are just going to come in here and be saying silly things like she's going to have, she should retire, she should stick to modeling or something. Like they're going to get those people saying those kind of stupid things because they're sick of when she wins, they can't say those things. So they're biting their tongue until they have a chance to spew it all out, right? Those people they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know about tennis. They don't know nothing. They just want to come in here and just, get their venom out, right? Those people, we don't need to worry about those people. Those people are not going to affect her. They shouldn't affect us, right? If she does better than last clay season, right? She wins more matches than last year. That's progress. But she's at this stage in the clay season. She's not going to. She shouldn't rely on the clay points as something that will help her ranking. She's got to play the rest of the clay season because you wouldn't pull out a Roland Garros just because you don't think you can win it, right? That would be silly. She could definitely play and win a couple of matches at Roland Garros maybe and get some points, worth playing, but we shouldn't put so much weight on it, right? We don't need to put weight on her clay court results. It's the hard court results that matter and also the grass. She's been losing plenty. Cam the apologist. John, what part of what I just said do you not understand? What do you need me to clarify? So wait, she lost, like I said, she lost to Ostapenko a couple weeks ago in Linz. She lost to Fernandez last week and she's lost to Mertens today. So she's lost 3 matches in 3 weeks. A lot of players have lost 3 matches in 3 weeks. A lot of players have lost 3 matches over the last 3 tournaments. She's won 2 and lost 3. She's just below 50%. What, 40% on the clay. Okay? She's not going to win. No one expected her to come in here and be like Andreeva, who's only lost 1 match on clay so far. No one expected that. No one's saying that. Well, I'm not reading it. So losing plenty. She's lost 3 matches in 3 tournaments. And everyone except for Sinner has lost multiple matches at multiple tours. Exactly. And it's not fair to compare everyone to Sinner because Sinner's so damn good and he's kicking everyone's ass. Sinner's at perfect right now. Right? He's playing perfect. He lost 1 set in 3. So he shouldn't be the comparison. You think Bonzi can make it difficult? No, I think Sinner's going to get through. Should Eala go to Catalonia and pull out of the doubles? She can do both. She can play the doubles tomorrow and then still play Catalonia next week. It's in Spain. There's not much travel. She can play both. I reckon if she plays tomorrow in the doubles, but then they win, she might not play the next round of doubles and go. Because what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Saturday, right? So she plays doubles Saturday. She might have to play Monday singles. They might even push her to Tuesday. So she's got time to get to the next tournament. So no, I don't think she pulls out of the doubles tomorrow, unless the leg the leg issue. By the way, the leg issue that she had today, I wouldn't put it down to like that's why she lost. That's not the reason why she was outplayed today. She was just outplayed. Sonmez also is playing. So if Sonmez wins today, will she also, because it's not just the other like ditching the doubles. Sonmez is also playing it, so she doesn't want to ditch her friend. So yeah, if Sonmez wins today, Eala might say, hey, you focus on the singles, let's not play the doubles, I'll go to this other event. And they might not play if that happens. If Sonmez loses today, they might decide to play doubles because they're still here. But if they win the doubles tomorrow, that's going to be awkward because they have to make a choice, right? Sonmez is up 4-2 at the moment, yeah. Oh, Raducanu is... Oh, what is she doing? Oh, she's got 5-2 now. Is she okay? Nice. Some top players like Svitolina only got one round this event. Well, yeah. It happens. It happens. Full credit to Mertens. She only faced one break point today and was just better at play on the dirt today. 100%. Those early games in the sets for Eala, if she had she held that first game of each set the tone, maybe it would have been would have been closer, but she just got down a break early and then was just playing defense the whole time, and Mertens was not giving away a break. Tabilo breaks 3-1 against Lehechko. Ooh, okay. All right. By the way, we're just filling in time because Sinner doesn't come on for an hour. Plaza, if I'm coping, why are you hating? There's definitely... come on, bro. Come on, bro. Give me your unbiased opinion on this match. Go on. Hey, Raducanu is up 5-3. Actually, no, Plaza, I don't want to hear it. Don't tell me. I don't want to know it. Take a deep breath and take off your hate goggles, and then give us some measured analysis. If I'm biased towards her, you need to be, and you're biased against her. We got to find a middle ground. Raducanu can't find the court overhitting a lot. Rose is a good defender. Is it because of the defensive capabilities of her opponent or what? Shelton really is not getting into Prismic's service games. Yeah. Again, I thought Prismic... At least I saw Prismic get a medical timeout in the qualies. I didn't think he was even going to make it to the main draw. Why does it say that Eala and Sonmez are playing doubles on Sunday? Help. Because the schedule hasn't come out yet. The schedule is going to come out in the next couple of hours, and then we'll know. And then we will know. Raducanu serving for the second, by the way. Objective analysis, I would have predicted that Mertens would have won in 3 due to the more experience on clay in this match we saw. She served better and hit harder and moves better than Eala. Yeah. So you agree that it should have been closer then? Yeah, don't worry, Girani, it's going to be, the draw's going to come out. The schedule will come out soon. And then we'll know what time the doubles will be tomorrow. Will we watch Naomi tomorrow? Probably. So tomorrow we've got, by the way, we've still got like so many matches today. Oh my gosh. Every time we finish an Eala match, I'm just like, can I go to bed now? No, you can't. We've still got so many more matches left today. So tomorrow we've got Sabalenka, Swiatek. Andreeva's playing. Osaka's playing. Palini, Jovic, and Fernandez are playing. On the men's side of things, I think Zverev is in action tomorrow. Medvedev, Menchik, FAA, Rude, Bublik, Tsitsipas are playing each other. So yeah, tomorrow's going to be hectic. But we'll wait until the schedule comes out before we get crazy. Oh, Prisman's got a sleeve on his arm? Yeah. The young player to watch is Sonmez, not Eala. Yeah, we watched. Have you not been here all week? We've watched Sonmez. We watched Sonmez last week, and we will watch it probably in a couple of days. I'm a massive fan of Sonmez. We've been watching Sonmez. But you haven't even been here this week. Can you please show up to the matches that we watch the players you want to watch? DCF? We watched Sonmez the other day and you weren't even here. The young player to watch is Sonmez. Take your own advice and come and watch Sonmez with us when we watched her the other day. Come on now. Sonmez wins this today as well. Nice. And we would have watched Sonmez today too if it wasn't such a hectic day with so much going on. In short, Mertens is a veteran and more experienced. Exactly. Oh, Raducanu with a set point. Missed the forehand. Oh. To be fair, can people have lives and jobs outside of YouTube? That is unacceptable. That is unacceptable. How dare you? How dare you? I'm up here at 3 in the morning. You think I want to go outside too? Do you think I don't have a life? Pelka injured his right arm or shoulder. Did he injure it in the match or was it injured before? Crazy concept to touch grass. Yeah, I can't believe it. Mind you, I went outside this afternoon. Did Raducanu just win the second? No. You're right, Cam. It took 45 minutes for Mertens to win the second set. Exactly. Am I going to do a post-match analysis for this one? I mean, Alan, do you want me to do one? Who has a life outside of YouTube? I don't know. Right arm out of nowhere injury. Oh, that sucks. That sucks, actually. We need Opelka to be healthy for Wimbledon because he's going to be a beast on the grass. He is a beast on the grass. Yeah, Alan, I know you're just being a smart ass. Don't you come in here and pretend like you're going to watch that video. Come on now. Come on now. I know you're just bantering. Sommer's 23, Eala's 20, by the way. Lots of improvements still left. Can happen each year. Exactly. Somers is going to play Sierra. Got to be able to take it. I can take banter. And if I can't take banter, the moderators will deal with it. Great volley by Raducanu, by the way. I can't believe the commentators on TV said that Mertens was toying with Eala. Yeah, I'll tell you, I was super impressed by Mertens' defense. Her defense, like Eala was playing some good rallies, but Mertens was hitting great slices on the stretch. Like her defense was awesome. Who was some? Yeah, so Sonmez will play Sierra. Sonmez has a good draw. Yeah, Sonmez does have a good draw. Where is Sonmez? So Sonmez has got to play Sierra and then who? And then Pliskova or Mertens. I'll tell you, The best match we could ask for is Sonmez Mertens, and that way we can make a clear comparison between Sonmez and Eala. Now, yes, Sonmez has played a lot more matches than Eala did to play Mertens, right? But if we get Sonmez versus Mertens in the fourth round, that'll be really fun to see if Sonmez can avenge her friend. Mertens seemed very focused, wasn't bothered by Eala's return of serve or the crowd. Well, that's the thing. And we've said this many times. Everyone knows that if you're playing Eala, you're going to play against, sometimes, not always, but most of the time you're going to play against the crowd. You can't let the crowd affect you. So you have to come in with laser focus. And you have to be locked in and you have to be ready. And also Eala is a little unpredictable, right? She doesn't, she's not going to hit the obvious shot. She's aggressive. When her game's going well, she's hitting down the lines. She's keeping you on your toes. Mertens was locked in from the start, and that's what you got to be. Whereas we've seen other players who come in with a little bit less like, her serve is a little not, I can attack her serve. Those players don't always last, right? And then they get pissed off and frustrated because the crowd are cheering her double faults or whatever, right? So Mertens she was locked in from the start. She's like, I'm not letting this lady get the better of me. But that's experience, right? I mean, we talk about Towson, who let the crowd affect her in the US Open. She's only like 23. Mertens is, late 20s. So there's obviously that experience of like, I'm not going to let those things bother me like younger players would let them bother them, right? But that's how you got to play Eala. Like every time you play Eala, you've got to expect the crowd to be against you. Doesn't matter what part of the world. Like that's a given. Pliskova is playing well. And if she's healthy, she's scary. Sonmez is a better player than Eala. Cool. So you must have just got here because we were just having a conversation about that. But we'd already talked about that. Eala will play a 125 next backup tournament when she out early here. Yeah, I mean, a lot of players are like that. I think Fernandez is in that same tournament. I think, who else was in that tournament? Wong, who lost yesterday, she's there. Siniakova, Stearns, who played Sabalenka yesterday, she's going there next week. So yeah, a lot of players are using... That's normal. That's normal. I mean, Eala is 44 in the world, number 6 seed. There's 5 players higher ranked than her in that tournament. So it's a pretty stacked event for a challenger. But that's because that's what it's there for. It's there as a backup in case you have a bad Madrid. You can go over there and you can play for another week. I think the ATP have the similar. Isn't Menchik playing? Like he's on a challenger next week as well. So yeah, because there's a rule that you're not allowed to have other tournaments on the WTA or ATP during a 1000. Challengers are a different circuit. Even though they're under the banner, it's still like a different thing. But I think Menchik's in like a number 1 seed in a challenger next week too. If he doesn't, yeah, he signed up for a challenger next week as well. Yeah, exactly. So that's totally normal. Same thing happens at Indian Wells. Same thing happens in Rome. Like there's going to be a backup event because like God forbid you lose first round of this, and then you got to wait for 2 weeks until you play Rome. I mean that's brutal. The only players that can't play the challengers are top 10. I think there's a rule. You're not allowed to play. If you're top 10, you're not allowed to play. But everybody else is fair game. Or is it top 20 maybe? Top 20? But yeah, everybody else can play. Everybody else can get that, use that second chance. Because what are you going to do? Sit around and wait for Rome? And then lose in Rome first round and then you're screwed for 2 more weeks? You play 2 matches in a month. What a waste of time that is. So they got to give the players a chance to play something else. Eala is simply riding her fame. She's now like Elise. Do you have anyone in your house that like shows you any sort of, happiness or something? Like, because, bro, you haven't said anything nice all day. Come on. Shelton serving to stay in the match. I mean, look, he won Barcelona. He won Munich, so whatever. Whatever. All right, Rosé serving first in the third against Raducanu. Sinner's coming on straight after this, in about an hour. Lehechka and Shelton almost out. Well, Lehechka's just started. Shelton is definitely almost out, but Lehechka's not. He's only 5-2 first set. Penko's up a set, but down a break. Yeah. All right, chat. We'll be back in an hour to watch Sinner take on Bonzi. And then we've got a lot of matches after that. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to watch. By the way, why is there a gap between Sinner and Hodar's there's 4 hours between matches? They know Sinner's probably going to win in an hour. Why would you... Center court's going to be empty for 3 hours. That's brutal. So we might have to figure out what we watch in between. There are options, like, Umboko's playing, and we could watch Umboko into Fonseca. That might be an option. Rublev plays Kripriva. That's an interesting matchup. So we'll see what's up. Once we get through Sinner's match, we'll go from there. We're winging it. But we got Fonseca, Cilic. We're definitely watching that one. Definitely watching that one. But I'll send you over to the next one. Sinner versus Bonzi. Was Deb here? I didn't see Deb in the chat. Deb must have been MIA for this, but that's all right. It is early in the morning. Ugh. So jump on over there, talk amongst yourselves, and we'll be back in the next hour. God, I hope we're back in a win. We can't have her back in a lose. That can't be right. Cam froze? No, I'm right here. But see you guys in about an hour. Mertens wins 2-1, and she's going to play Pliskova in the third round. Sinner coming up next.